What is your perspective within the legal frameworks that you see at the UN? Do you see new initiatives that our audience today, the young women here in this room, may have to take with respect to their own parents, their grandparents, or also to themselves over the next 60 or 70 years? Because we know that with good health and good education, they will have many opportunities. But nevertheless, do you think, what are the challenges that they will face coming from many different countries here in this room, from Ecuador, from Russia, from Palestine, from Pakistan? What do you see?
Thank you very much. You have raised very important questions on climate change, yes, and migrant women's issues also, and the women's role as caregivers. And these are also important issues we have included in our general recommendation. And I can tell you about that due to war, due to climate change, and the conflict situation in many countries, women tend to leave, especially, also older women, but they face a lot of problems because of the language problem. We have raised all these issues in our general recommendation about the migrant women, asylum seekers, and refugee women, and IDPs, because they are facing legal problem, they are facing language barrier, the health needs also, because the healthcare workers, they many times they do not take care of the trauma and they faced by older women. And migrant women, we have also mentioned, we have a separate general recommendation on migrant women workers. There also we have mentioned about older women's situation, and also in our general recommendation, the proposed one, also we have mentioned about the migrant women's situation. Because the older migrant women do not, most of the time, they are not getting appropriate attention and protection from the destination country or the country of origin. And climate change is one of the important issues that also we have included in our general recommendation, because most of the time, most of the cases, you remember about the tsunami or the cyclone Nargis and also Katrina here. Most of the women are found dead in their house, and also on the outside are women, older women and children. Older women especially, they face all these, various troubles and problems during the migration process, and also climate change process. That is why we asked the government in our general recommendation that also we have included the armed conflict situation also. We asked the government to implement the General Security Council Resolution 1325 and 1820 to implement in their own country, and also to take care of the women who are survivors, to be in the decision-making process of this implementation process. And also we have asked the government to take appropriate climate change policy and mitigation, and everywhere we ask them, government states parties, to include and involve the older women in the implementation process. And older women's role, you have said, as a caregiver, this is a new trend in older women, actually in their whole life, women contributed, in the family, in the society, if they work outside or not. They have to work. They have embraced the responsibility to raise children, cooking, and all those important jobs they have done all over throughout their life. And also nowadays, due to the young generation are migrating outside. So the older parents, they have the responsibility to take care of the children, but they do not. As they are not the biological parent, they do not get the child benefits. That is what we have mentioned in our general recommendation also. The older parents, grandparents who are taking care of the, children, not only the migrant people's children, but also the, children of the HIV/AIDS infected couple, children are taken care of by their grandparents and older people at home, especially grandmother or the aunties are left behind at home. They are taking care of, but they are not getting any support, from the government, because that is why we have included in our general recommendation that the caregivers at home, older caregivers, government need to take appropriate, policy measures so that they get state support for this, for their services. Also, we ask them to recognize the older women's contribution in the society, in the family, throughout their life. And this is one of the important issue. We urge also the UN and that the older women, they should have a day for older women. There is a day for older person, but one day should be dedicated for older women. At the UN, all over the world, people should observe at least one day to actually to know about the rights of older women and all this. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ferdous, for sharing your ideas with us and making us think about so many new topics that affect older women and women of all ages. And we appreciate very much your being here, and we wish you all the best as you move forward and go toward Geneva, and hopefully the total approval of this general recommendation on older women. It'll be a tremendous advance. It will help every woman in this room and her loved ones and many, many more across the globe. So we thank you for this substantial contribution to women, but to humankind. Thank you.